without Caitlin Clark today, and a great win. And obviously, update on the Caitlin Clark situation. You don't want her to come back too soon like she has been in the last 2 injuries that she's had, or even 3, you know. Usually, without Caitlin Clark in the 4th quarter, if we're leading by a few, or we are losing by a few.
The Las Vegas Aces have been steamrolling through teams all season. But what happens when the underdog Indiana Fever, missing their star Caitlin Clark, takes them head-on? This wasn't supposed to happen. Stay tuned as we uncover how the Fever shocked the league, flipping the script in one unforgettable game. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Missing Caitlin Clark going up against the powerhouse Las Vegas Aces.
We did it! We did it! Finally, a lead going into the 4th quarter now. But you know what? We take it. I think that's the last 2 against Las Vegas Aces where we've won. The one as well was so close we should have beat them.
It felt like the Indiana Fever were walking in with everything against them. The Aces weren't just winning this season, they were dominating. Aja Wilson was playing at an MVP level, the team's chemistry was firing on all cylinders, and Las Vegas didn't look like they could be touched. And then the Fever? They were already stuck in this narrative of being scrappy but inconsistent. Sure, they had flashes of brilliance, but the usual story? 4th quarter collapses, blown leads.
Without Caitlin Clark today, and a great win. And obviously, update on the Caitlin Clark situation. You don't want her to come back too soon like she has been in the last 2 injuries that she's had, or even 3, you know. Caitlin Clark standard, right? So when she comes back, we want her to be 100% fully fit, okay?
And a heavy reliance on their star rookie to pull them through. Without Clark on the floor, it wasn't just tough, it felt impossible. But that idea of impossible, the Fever crushed it. Imagine a puzzle where every piece fits perfectly in place the moment it counts. That's exactly what happened.
And Kelsey Mitchell. Wow. And this is what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a literal group effort, this one, right?
Kelsey Mitchell dropped a smooth 21 points, carrying the offense when the team needed her to step up most. She was efficient, draining shots from deep and attacking the rim like she couldn't miss.
Best Sophie Cunningham. See, was it 15 points?
Then you had Sophie Cunningham, the spark plug. She brought this unrelenting energy, rallying her teammates and outworking the Aces on both ends. And Aaliyah Boston, dominant in the paint, grabbing boards, clogging driving lanes, and making sure no easy buckets were allowed. Combine all that, and you had a team that didn't just survive without Clark, but thrived.
It doesn't go out of here. It doesn't go out of here. We actually get it over the line without Caitlin Clark. They are supposed to be one of these championship contenders.
One moment sticks out. Mid-4th quarter, Aces were making a late push. Wilson hit a tough fadeaway. Momentum seemed to be shifting. Then came Mitchell, a cold-blooded three-pointer that silenced the run. But it wasn't just about the points, it was the team effort. On the next possession, the Fever locked down on defense, forcing a turnover. It wasn't luck, it was intentional, controlled basketball. As the game wore on, the Aces began looking frustrated.
Usually, without Caitlin Clark in the 4th quarter, if we're leading by a few, or we are losing by a few. Bearing in mind, Indiana Fever have had so many games where we've lost in the 4th quarter. We could have had a way better record than them.
Wilson was visibly upset, and the usual swagger the Aces carried just wasn't there. This wasn't a fluke. The Fever earned this win, not an afterthought anymore, even without Clark. And a big reason for that? The energy in the building. That's where things get really interesting. This game wasn't just about the players on the court, the Fever's secret weapon, the fans in the stands. From the opening tip-off, the energy inside the arena was different. Every shot was celebrated like a game winner. Every defensive stop felt like a statement.
it's gone. You may as well not even turn up for the fourth quarter, because you know we're going to leave it. We're going to lose, right? Played as a team. And I'm pretty sure now this brings us above Las Vegas Aces.
You could feel the crowd pulling the team along, almost like a sixth player on the floor. For a team that spent so much time overlooked by the league, by casual fans, this atmosphere was a moment of recognition. Maybe the rest of the league wasn't noticing the Fever, but Indiana sure was. Typically, you wouldn't call this Fever crowd intimidating. But on this night, different story. Imagine a three-point bomb from Kelsey Mitchell, and suddenly the place erupts. People were on their feet, screaming at the top of their lungs. Next possession, Sophie Cunningham steps in, takes a charge, and the arena just shakes. This wasn't just your average WNBA crowd. This was a crowd that smelled an upset brewing.
One team Indiana Fever fighting for every single turnover, every single rebound. Wow, what a team effort, what a group effort, what a game.
Meanwhile, you could see the Aces, a team used to dominating, looking a little rattled. Quiet glances at each other. Aja Wilson trying to settle her squad. But the mood was already shifting on the court, and it started in the stands. Players noticed too. Post-game, Sophie Cunningham talked about how much that energy from the fans kept them locked in. One highlight making the rounds on social media showed Natasha Howard nodding to the crowd after a clutch steal, almost as if she was thanking them for fueling her hustle. There was this connection between the team and the fans, like both knew they were doing something bigger than just playing basketball. It wasn't just a game, it was a moment for Indiana to rally around their team.
15, Natasha Howard 18, Aaliyah Boston 13, Kelsey Mitchell 21, Ari 9. Offensively, attackingly, incredible, right? We was working for every single ball, working off of each other.
And that's exactly why this win mattered so much. It wasn't just about knocking off the Aces, it was about showing the Fever weren't alone in their fight. The players brought the muscle, but the fans, they gave them the heart. Together, they made a statement, and it feels like they're only getting started. The Fever's win over the Aces wasn't just another underdog victory, it was proof of something much bigger. Without Caitlin Clark, they showed they could rise under pressure and adapt as a complete unit. This wasn't about one player carrying the load, it was about a team finding their identity. But here's the question now. How far can this team go? Could this win be the spark that pushes them into playoff contention? And just imagine what they'll look like when Clark is back in the lineup. This isn't just a team anymore, it's a warning to the rest of the league.